I'm Julie Rudd.
And I'm Laura Anderson.
We're presenting this screencast of the Teacher Leader Model Standard, Domain 1. This domain states that the teacher leader understands the principles of adult learning, knows how to develop a collaborative culture of collective responsibility in the school, and uses this knowledge to promote an environment of collegiality, trust, and respect that focuses on continuous improvement in instruction and student learning. Collaboration is a key factor in supporting educator development and student learning. Many of us began our collaborative journey by becoming a member of a PLC or professional learning community. Participating in the Teacher Leader Academy and examining the leadership standards and domains have given us an opportunity to refine our collaboration skill set. There is a wealth of information available, but we offer up just a few jewels of knowledge we found helpful to this process. As teacher leaders, we have learned to keep the 5 practices of exemplary leadership in mind: modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging the heart facilitate the collaborative process. Many schools have embraced the idea of utilizing the PLC or professional learning community as their primary means of collaboration amongst teachers. Several resources we encountered used the word synergy in relation to collaboration. Dr. Judith V. Bochner talks about collaboration as a single act of participants working together to become a learning community, to support and assist each other, make decisions synergistically, and communicate with peers on a variety of topics beyond those assigned. In this learning community, the instructor is a community member with a consulting role. This is a significant shift from the traditional lecturer and expert role. Collaborative learning and being a part of a learning community requires participants to contribute knowledge and perspective to the learning experience based on their own previous academic and vocational backgrounds. As is the case with any collaborative effort, the PLC process will be substantially more effective if the individual members of the group are engaged and participants in creating the social synergy. The 4 basic tenets of the FISH philosophy can be applied to our school collaboration. Play, make their day, be there, and choose your attitude. If educators adopted these 4 aspects of the philosophy, it would change the climate of the classroom. While the initial book was written from a corporate viewpoint and focus, it is easily adaptable to any collaborative organization. Because of the success of the first book and its adaptability to education, they now have a FISH philosophy designed for schools. It gives sound ideas as to how teams can work together to establish a school-wide behavior plan based on a positive reinforcement, not negative consequences. It directly teaches expectations and ways for students and staff to engage with each other, problem solve, and develop a school climate that emphasizes respect and acceptance. It's extremely important when leading colleagues that we use andragogy, man leading, as opposed to pedagogy or child leading during collaborative interactions, keeping in mind the following. We should never reprimand an adult. We should use the someone complained strategy instead of name names. We need to bite our tongue when someone else drops the ball, and realize that what works for you might not work for all. It's important to listen, and most importantly, practice empathy. A leader in the field of collaborative learning is Raymond Ludkowski. His book, Enhancing Adult Motivation to Learn, Comprehensive Guide for Teaching All Adults, describes 4 pillars of learning techniques that aid in advanced learning. We need to establish inclusion, establish confidence, enhance meaning, and develop or foster a collaborative attitude. Dorothy Billington, PhD, lists 7 key factors found in learning programs that stimulate adult development. The first 3 of these factors directly refer to creating a collaborative environment. The 4th is self-directed learning. And the last 3 refer to the interactions of the participants. We have learned as teacher leaders that as we work with our colleagues, we need to remember the 7 essentials of the heart. Set clear standards, expect the best, pay attention, personalize recognition, tell the story, celebrate together, and set the example.
The article Promote Collaboration to Improve Faculty Culture in Schools tracks teacher job satisfaction and links it directly to collaboration time. When districts value collaboration to the point of providing paid time to plan and network, both vertically and horizontally, teachers are better able to assess, analyze, and address student achievement and best practices. The bottom line is, if they pay me to do it, it must be important. If a team can't work together, how can they collaborate? Just as there is primary importance in leadership placed on encouraging the heart, team members must feel a high level of trust and vulnerability in order to collaborate to a high level of success. Identifying and working through areas of dysfunction is the goal of the book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. Written in a narrative form in an engaging manner, the author introduces a corporate department. However, the basic areas of dysfunction work in any collaborative setting. Building trust and being open to the process of vulnerability go a long way to building a highly successful team. Rick DeFore is one of the leading voices in regards to professional learning communities, and he calls for an end to the isolationist practices of old. He points to a new level of professionalism that demands collaborative teams working both vertically and horizontally within a school site to ensure a higher level of success. Instead of waiting for outliers to retire or come on board, he calls for colleagues to mandate collaboration. It's his opinion that the idea that a single teacher working alone can know and do everything to meet the diverse learning needs of 30 students every day throughout the school year has rarely worked, and it certainly won't meet the needs of learners in years to come. It seems as if every day a new website or tech device is introduced, but their usefulness is not always clearly defined. My colleagues and I have talked a lot about the ideas we find on Pinterest, and we share links through our Facebook connections, but another mode of communication emerging is the use of Twitter in the classroom. What started out as a means of updating friends about the personal aspects of your day has turned into a way of communicating on a wide range of subjects with an even wider range of colleagues. It's almost as if a virtual chat session is happening, and in some ways, it's driving the conversations we're having about policy and changes. Students at the secondary level are also using it for discussions in their history, math, and English language arts classes. Twitter is proving to be a worldwide discussion board that links teachers and learners. Another means of sharing is happening over on Teachers Pay Teachers. While publishing companies spend the time and money assembling packages of curriculum to meet the new needs of schools adopting the National Common Core standards, teachers themselves are creating curriculum to meet the immediate needs of classrooms across the U.S. This website is almost like Craigslist for curriculum, in that you can upload your original work for sale to others. Teachers received 60 to 85% of the selling price. Peer reviews and previews allow shoppers to be sure that the curriculum meets their needs before they buy. There's always materials available for free, and best of all, it's teachers supporting other teachers. As I was working on this project, there was a documentary on the band The Eagles in the background in my living room, and Don Henley was sharing that the biggest difference between being a solo act and being in a band is that with a group, you don't have to shoulder all the responsibility. There are others to share in the work and in the success. Teaching should be like that as well, especially as we implement the Common Core standards. The buzz phrase seems to be work smarter, not harder, and this could not be truer right now. Besides sharing the workload, though, I enjoy being collaborative because my team makes me a stronger teacher. I may have an idea, but by the time they all toss it around, it's that much better. I like to think that we can all offer that inspiration to our colleagues and school sites. When it becomes ours, whether it's a vision, program, or idea, there's a shared ownership that fosters success for all stakeholders. The session we shared regarding generational differences was really powerful to me, and I find myself reflecting on those lessons often, especially in preparing staff development. Understanding how approaches and values can be specific to age groups helps to design meetings and materials that suit the needs of the group as a whole. I like to think of it in the same manner as I do learning modalities. If I have a student that's a visual learner, I'm going to try and support that need in every way possible. As this blog writer suggests, learning to work with the various generations only strengthens a team when a leader can use everyone to their best advantage. One of the best ways to build trust and support on a collaborative team is to respect everyone's time. It's really our most valuable commodity, and if we're honest with ourselves, we have to admit that meetings often take more time than is really necessary. Keeping it short by setting the agenda in advance, letting everyone know what is being discussed so they can come prepared, and keeping bird walking and sidebars to a minimum goes a long way to trusting and respecting your colleagues. Becoming familiar with the 30-minute meeting model goes a long way in honoring their time. It's imperative that leaders periodically step back and ask, "How am I doing?" Having a trusted colleague to bounce things off of is helpful, but a candid assessment of leadership practices is a great way to evaluate your individual skill set. Utilizing the leadership practices inventory helped us to understand our strengths and weaknesses, not from our own vantage point, but from that of those we collaborate with. This reflection from a middle school teacher with 17 years experience helped me to see that as teachers and leaders hoping to improve, we're not alone, nor are our efforts in vain. I really appreciated the writer's candidness in admitting that while positive in his personal life, he tended toward negativity at school. Drafting a plan to tackle his areas of need and reflecting on his struggles helped me understand that they really weren't that different from mine. In looking into the area of self-assessment and improvement, I came across this article on the reliability of the LPI report. It was refreshing to read that the time and effort required to complete the survey yielded valid results. Knowing this makes it easier to further examine the responses and craft a personal growth plan in the areas of weakness. Just knowing the process is reliable allows for confidence in the results.
When talking about collaboration, John Doan said, "No man is an island," and when it comes to the field of education, and specifically teachers, this cannot be emphasized enough.